It's already more than halfway through Q1 2025 and so much has already happened in the property market. Today we are going to look at the 2025 price prediction for the HDB and condo market. Starting off with HDB, the big news of the year was in 2024, the HDB resale market increased by 9.7% from 2023. And it has created a lot of uncertainty and talks on the ground because people are worried of this trend continuing. How are they going to afford HDB and their children are going to afford HDB in the future? And of course, this year being a general election year, a lot of the HDB commentary are closely tied to the general election itself. My opinion is the government won't do anything drastic to cool down the price or rock the boat, at least not before the general election, because majority of us are still HDB owners who definitely don't want to see their house prices going down. However, not doing anything drastic doesn't mean government won't do anything at all. In fact, they have already took actions since 2022 by launching more and more BTO units year by year. From 2022, there has been more than 20,000 BTO units every year until this year. Not just that, our beloved PM Wong has also addressed the issue of rising HDB prices and announced that HDB will launch 50,000 BTO units over the next 3 years, with this year expecting to launch 20,000 units. BTO aside, for SBF this year, we also seen the largest SBF launch with 5,500 units. So this speaks of something on how government is involved in controlling the HDB prices. And this occurrence is very similar to the 2011 to 2014 period, where the government also launched a lot of BTO units to the market in order to control the HDB prices, also in the range of 20,000 units and above. So historically, here we can see the HDB resale prices are very much controlled by the government through demand and supply concept. And so what do all these mean to this year's HDB prices? I personally feel that this year, HDB prices will continue to grow, although at a slower rate, even though the increase in supply has already taken place since 2022. But the effect will take 2 to 3 years to come into effect. And next, on to the private property or condo market. Last year has also been a hot topic with popular launches like Chuan Park or Emerald of Katong EOK. And of course, Singaporeans just love talking about the private property or the new launches condo market, especially that new launch prices are increasing year and year and year. And this year itself, even though it's just February, we have already seen a few good new launches. And some people ask me why when we talk about private properties, even the resale condo, we always talk about new launch. This is because the new launch pricing dictates the face and the outlook of the entire private property market, because resale private property owners do use the latest new launch prices as a benchmark when they are selling their homes. So this begs the question, what actually affects the new launch prices? We always talk about the developer wanting to make a profit, wanting to make more from the buyers. However, we always forget one important thing, that the land that the developers get from is from the government themselves. And the government set the prices of these lands. And the fact is that the land prices has been increasing steadily over the years. We can look at this example of Ori, the recent launch. The land was sold at 1,360 PSF per plot ratio in 2023. And comparing this to the land just beside it, the Gem Residences, in 2015, 8 years ago, it was sold for only close to half of it at 755 PSF per plot ratio. From all this, with how the government set the land prices, we can see that the government does want a healthy and sustainable increase in property prices. In this, they play a part to the land sold to developers, similar to their involvement in the HDB market through the BTO supply. And despite the annual talks about the new launches pricing getting more and more expensive, in 2024, the increase has been healthy and steady. And one very important factor when we look at the private property market is the affordability or income of the buyers or the Singaporean market. And today, we know that the Singaporean affordability is still very high and in line with the private property price index. So my own opinion of the non-landed private property price trend this year is that will remain resilient with good growth, especially with the many new launches this year itself. So in conclusion, based on this year alone, I believe that HDB prices and private property, the condo prices will remain resilient. However, HDB with a slower growth pace. And this year should be very crucial, especially to the HDB market and especially after general election. And as always, macro factors aside, we should always go for the fundamentals of the unit, the project characteristic, the location, etc., so that you have a sound exit plan in the future. And what the government's move will be for this year for the property market, we will all be excited and monitoring it closely.